We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
We are crotchety old men.
And a
I,
woman.
I am crotchety. She is crotchety. We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 24, I believe, which is kind of surprising. Of We Are Crotchety Old Men and a Woman, the podcast that's hopefully for you, with you, and about you. So today's a little interesting. We're actually, Abigail and I are in different locations for the first time. So we're trying. We've tried. She's actually in her home, and I'm here in my apartment. How you doing, Abigail?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's awesome. Did you enjoy the snow this morning?
No.
I was I was surprised. I thought it was going to be like 55 degrees. I walked outside. I was like, okay, okay, snow on my car.
Right. I
Yay.
had to put on my winter boots and, wiping the snow off. It goes onto your jacket. And I just wasn't expecting it. So I was pretty upset about it.
I'm sorry. I was hoping that you would have been looking so forward to it.
But it didn't stick to the cement or it only stuck to the cars.
Right. And the grass, but it was actually nice. So we actually had only one email today, and it's a couple of questions. Now, I already saw the answer to the one question, but it was directed from Mr. Fun from Bethesda. Hey, that's 2 weeks in a row for Mr. Fun. And he had a question for the two of us. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this is sort of a math question, but also a spelling question. And some people can get it very, very fast. Some people, I think I got it within 3 minutes. All right. From 1 to 1 million, what is the largest number that you can, when writing it out, does not have an N in it? For example, the very first number, number one, has an N in it. Million has an N in it. What is the largest number when written out does not have an N in it?
I'm thinking.
Take your time. It's not that it gets easy once you start uh, going through. Uh, Once I give you a hint, you'll get it within 2 seconds.
Like 44,000 doesn't count because there's an N in thousand.
Exactly.
So what's your clue?
Just count from 1 to 9.
$2.
Keep going. There's larger. Do you want another clue?
Sure.
Less than 100, because 100 has an N in it. So that means 100,000 and million all had, and every part of those has an N in them. So it's less than 100. So just
88.
yes, there it is. Ding 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 ding. So yeah, you took almost as long as I did. So like not that easy, but still kind of a fun question. So that was question number one. The second question is more for your own opinion. And he actually changed a little bit of the question when he wrote it to me. So, if you could go back in time 500 years, but you cannot come back here, what would you bring with you knowing that you can change time? For example, if you came back with a computer, you could actually change time that we have now because of the technology.
Okay, are you asking me what I think would do that, or are you asking
No,
me
I'm asking you, what would you pick?
what would I do or take
What? Yeah,
that
what
would
would you take?
not impact future history? Is that what
Correct.
you're okay? So
Correct.
that's a different way of phrasing it, just so you know.
Yes, because you don't want to.
You had it backwards.
Oh, sorry.
Um, so I don't know. I mean, a pen wouldn't be good.
Can I tell
Um,
you what I brought, and that might help you think?
sure.
Toilet paper, because they didn't have toilet paper back then, but it was biodegradable, so it would disappear over time, and it wouldn't have a lasting effect because no one would, you can't copy toilet paper with the processing, and all of the evidence would be gone.
Wow. I don't know if I can come up with an answer for that.
Yeah, not easy. Not easy. Like a book of matches is also kind of
Well,
useful.
I was gonna say matches, but
Yeah. Like you wouldn't say a lighter because a lighter could be found later on in time, but a book of matches, the matches would be gone by then. So good questions by Mr. Fun. We may, you can think of it for the rest of the show. How about that?
yeah, I guess.
Okay. So you seem a little tired. It's a little late. We're doing this on a Monday night. So the big question is, how was your Florida trip?
Oh, overall, it was great. It was a business trip, but you can't complain when you got an oceanfront view from your hotel room. Um, and there were a couple interesting things. We the main speaker for one of the breakfast gatherings was Joe Theismann, a
Oh, wow.
former Washington Redskin, who I'm sure everyone knows broke his leg so badly. It's hard to describe. But he's gone on to be an entrepreneur as well as working for, ESPN and others for broadcasting.
And you're a
Well,
big Washington Redskin Commander fan. Was
yeah,
he
I
one? Was
am.
he one of your favorites at back in the
Yeah,
day?
him and John Riggins. In
Ah,
fact,
nice.
I've got two things I want to say about about him. He told me a story, or he told us a story that I'd never heard, that his real name was pronounced Thiesman.
Oh, wow.
And one day his coach, he played for Notre Dame, called him into his office and said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Joe Thiesman." And he said, "No, it's not." The coach said that. He said, "It's
The coach said that.
Joe
Nice.
Theismann." And he was like, "Joe Theismann?" And they said, "Well, you're in the running for the Heisman Trophy, so we're
Hmm.
changing your name to Joe Theismann."
Oh, wow.
And,
It was
and
was
it
it
stuck.
it was just pronounced differently or spelled differently?
Yeah, no, it's pronounced differently.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he didn't have to
But
change his
but
name.
he kept with it.
Nice. I like
Isn't
that.
that I never knew that.
I never knew that either. That's
And then he
awesome.
talked about his punting, his one punt he did,
I remember that.
and it was like 5 yards or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Um, but what was interesting is he came out to the cabanas
Uh-huh.
for our trade show area to do photos with people. So I walked up to him and I explained that when I was a kid, I took a picture with him at an appliance store. And I remember
Okay.
that very vividly. And I said, "Now I'm 52 and I'm about to take a picture with you again." So, I got my picture taken with him, and one of my colleagues took one as well. And it was just a special moment.
Nice. You wouldn't happen to have that original picture, would you?
I bet I could find it if I dug, and I
Because
might.
that could be fun to have a before and after picture. Maybe
Yeah.
something you could post on your own personal Facebook page. That's actually really cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
the other interesting thing in my room was a sign on the um balcony door
Okay.
that and it involved the loggerhead turtles, the big guys.
Oh,
You
really?
may not know it, but they're endangered.
Okay.
The sign explained that this particular beachfront was a nesting area um for them, and they asked that you close your drapes by dusk so
Hmm.
that the turtles do not get confused because they need to head towards the ocean. And if the
Oh,
windows are lit up, it disorients them. I
okay.
may not have that 100% straight, but bottom line is the windows in the hotels disorient them and things don't go well and then they don't reproduce. So,
Got it.
and apparently it's from March 1st to October 31st.
I'm gonna
So
ask. Here's a sciencey question. What do you know? Like which direction your balcony was facing? Just
I
my
was
the
facing the East Coast.
okay, duh. I should have known that. Just thinking that maybe the moon, like maybe the light shines off the water like the moon. So if you have lights on, they think they're headed towards that way or something, or they're
Yeah,
gonna get hit from the moon.
I don't know. I just found it interesting that they made us
Yeah.
pull our drapes.
Did you see any turtles?
No, I
Ah,
never went down to the beach though.
oh, okay. Okay. I know you were at some kind of convention. Wow. That's so cool that we do that. Not we, that the scientists or whoever realized that, so that they're saving the turtles. I like turtles. So that's pretty cool. Now, uh, do you know, big question. Do you know who was the person of the year this year?
Yes, I do.
And who was it?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor's. So at first I was like, seriously, Taylor Swift? And then the more I think about it, like it's a no-brainer for this year. I can't think of anyone like either a good person, a bad person, but someone who's actually done so much, who's so in the news for so many things. I mean, she's generating millions of dollars. Like
Millions of jobs.
millions of jobs, millions of
Well, maybe
dollars.
not. I shouldn't say millions of jobs. That's a little overrated there.
I, she might, worldwide she might actually, but
Yeah, maybe for every concert venue, possibly. I mean, bottom line is she's an entertainer. Um, she's been an entertainer since she was a teenager. Very talented, writes most of her songs. Um, doesn't play guitar as much as she did before when she was more country oriented, but I mean, I think it was a good pick, quite
yeah,
frankly.
I actually, I mean, maybe this was me just not because I'm a huge fan of hers. I mean, I still don't know. If you said, "Hey, that's Taylor Swift," I would go, "Oh, really?" Like, I don't know any of her famous songs, but I think that actually was a great call. I mean, like, look at her, what she's doing in the NFL. She's everywhere. I think it's pretty amazing. But because of the whole, oh, I'm sorry, did I say man of the year? Person of the year. Sorry. I actually was curious, so I dug deep and did some research. Do you mind if I go tell you about the research of the Person of the Year award?
Yeah, but I think you should hurry.
Yeah, sure. So, it actually started in 1927 and became the Person of the Year. It was Man of the Year with Charles Lindbergh becoming the very first person, and it ran to 1999. I'm sorry, first Man of the Year. Then Person of the Year was in 1999. But there's actually now subclasses. You don't even have to be human. Um, for example, like they have classes of people, like in Ebola fighters,
Hmm.
Guardians, new. Then there's. Did you know that inanimate objects have actually won this, and it's happened
No,
twice.
I
The com-
didn't know that.
the computer in won in 1982. The Endangered Earth won in 1988. Endangered Earth, global warming. Uh,
I
and do you know who won last year? I was totally wrong.
have no idea.
The Spirit of Ukraine won, an actual concept.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Zelensky. That's his name, right?
Yeah, he actually was also part of it, but it was the Spirit of the Ukraine.
Hmm.
Some last useless facts. There's been four people who've won it twice. Uh, three presidents: Barack Obama, George Bush, and Ronald Reagan won it twice, and Mikhail Gorbachev won it twice. And
Interesting.
it's not always a good person because Putin has won it, and the Ayatollah Khomeini has actually won it. I
Wow.
Yeah, and some of the Elon Musk has won it. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris won it in the same year, and Greta Thunberg won it.
Wow.
Yeah, back in 2019. So that was my history of the person and man of the year. And I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. But at the same time, I'm like, that's unique. And now they're expanding it more and more for like uh, other things, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, ultimately, I think most people know who Taylor Swift is, but that Greta girl, I bet only about 10% of the population knows who she was.
Right. Unless
So
you're
that was kind of a
following.
wasted year.
Right. I mean, unless you're actually following, you know, uh, global warming and things along those lines. Which reminds me of something else that I don't know if you heard about John Kerry the other day.
I think you mentioned something, but I don't remember.
I mean,
Oh, oh wait, no, 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 no. Yeah, you said he farted on live TV.
excuse him. Oh, that's disgusting. John Kerry farted. Like I laughed very a lot when I read that. Like, do you know anyone else that farted on national TV? Like in
Do
front of
I?
people? Yeah,
Um, I think I heard Regis Philbin once,
yeah. It's just film it. Uh huh. There was
and oh, Whoopi Goldberg. No, no pun intended.
whoopee woo. Yeah, she let one fly, but that one was it was loud and it was on the View, and everyone else like stopped speaking. I
Well,
actually
while we're talking, I just looked up a fun fact.
okay.
Can I? Do you think you can handle this?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Did you or do you know what the longest fart was in history? At least documented.
It probably was one of mine. No, I have no idea actually.
2 minutes and 48
Oh
seconds.
my god. Oh
Yeah, the dude
wow.
though, I mean, apparently I didn't read the whole thing. He went into a hyperbolic chamber and, did all sorts of things. Um, but it's bizarre, 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Too bad. Just letting it fly. That's a. Do you remember when Mike Ditka farted on national TV?
No.
He was like, he was having a conversation, just let one fly, and he would just like look down, look back up. He was like, whatever. Didn't even care.
Well, we need to move along. So did you hear about McDonald's?
Yes. The what's it? The Cosmax.
Right. And I used to eat McDonald's all the time, but as at my age now, I barely go there. But they are spinning off a new restaurant, as you just mentioned. They plan to roll it out in early 2024. And interesting fact, it's going to be an alien theme
Yes, I
who
saw that.
craves McDonald's food. And
Right.
apparently, this character, this alien, appeared in advertisements for McDonald's in the 1980s and 1990s.
I don't remember
I
him at all.
I don't either, but there's a photo if you go online.
Wow. Wow. Because like I read something about that too, and I was like, what? Like, do you even remember the characters?
Not really. I
Like,
mean,
I love
Ronald
them.
McDonald, yeah. I mean,
I mean, I remember when they changed the Hamburglar. Like he was more scary back in the day when he used to steal the hamburgers. And then they
right.
made him more goofy looking. And then there was Grimace and his uncle, which and his uncle would sell the Shamrock Shakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then they had Mayor McCheese. And then they
Wow, you seem to know a lot about this.
you know why I was obsessed with McDonald's as a kid because we never went. I mean, it was so rare that we would go to a McDonald's. It was like your birthday wish. And so when you got there, it was like, oh, like there was nothing. We just never had anything about it. So, like I would dream about watching those commercials with Mayor McCheese and the Big Mac, who was he was a constable, not just a police officer, an actual constable. And then
Okay, okay. Time out. You would dream about these
Yeah,
things?
yes, I would dream about these
Okay.
things because
All
I
right.
like
Okay.
I never had McDonald's. Like it was so rare. I remember one time my sister and I walked like 2 miles to a McDonald's by my mom's house just to try the first Happy Meal.
Nice.
Yeah, just to try a Happy Meal. We didn't know all there was a burger back then, and yeah, we didn't care about the toy. We just never. It was just something, so I don't know when those came out, but I was probably like 12 or 13, and it was like, hey, you want to go to McDonald's and try their new Happy Meal?
I do have a fond memory of myself and my mother. We were in the Annandale, Virginia McDonald's, and they were bringing out or rolling out the chicken McNuggets.
Yep.
And as we were eating, somebody came along with a tray of the chicken McNuggets and said, "Would you like a free sample?" And of
Okay.
course, I took it. And of course, I said it was delicious. But it's a big memory for me. But I remember that very distinctly.
That's
So
that.
they were rolling it out by having people taste test it in the restaurant.
I like their McNuggets now.
Oh, I do too.
I have a more adult McNugget story, nothing bad, rated PG, where we were coming back from Montreal, Canada, and some people were a little hungover. And one of my really close buddies, Joe, who we had the Joe Shire Balls tournament earlier this year for, and he ordered two 20-piece McNugget sets or set
Oh my
boxes.
God.
And he polished off at least one and a half of them.
Oh,
On the drive home, where my other buddy, it was his car. He couldn't drive at all. So the two of them are in the back seat, and I'm driving pretty much the whole way from Montreal back to New Jersey.
I think I know how this is going to end, but
No,
go on.
that's actually how it ended. I was the most sober, and those guys were literally, but he ate like 30 McNuggets.
Wow.
That would be an interesting like Nathan's hot dog eating contest, a McDonald's McNugget eating contest.
Yeah, but you got to dip him in the sauce. And I don't think
Well,
you could do it that way.
you
But
just you could
all
anything's
right.
possible.
So Arden, I mean, you threw me a curveball with Mr. Fun's questions. I have a
Okay,
couple for you.
I'm ready.
I will give you $10 if you can name just one
This one.
of other established chains, restaurant chains that McDonald's tried to partner with. So there's three of them. If you can just guess one, I'll give you $10.
Are they all food related or just other
Yes,
chains in general?
there are other chains that McDonald's tried to roll out in partnership with them.
All right. Can I have three guesses?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Other chains. I doubt it would be Burger King, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say Subway.
No.
Okay, that sucked. Uh Jack in the Box? No, taking that one
No.
back.
Yeah,
Oh,
take it back.
taking that one back. That was just stupid. I'm trying to. I was thinking of something like a much bigger chain. Wow, I'm drawing a blank on the not like a fast food place, like an actual like walk-in place. I'll say Domino's Pizza.
No.
Okay, one more guess. You know what? I can't think
I,
of the name of the place. TGI Fridays.
no, I knew my
Okay.
$10 would be safe.
Darn.
Yeah, one restaurant I've never heard of, and that's Don Hato's Pizza.
Okay.
So that must be a chain somewhere, but not
That
near me.
that was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. And then Boston Market
Okay. Okay.
and Chipotle, but they pulled out of those deals.
Okay. I was thinking of a Boston Market when I went with TGI Fridays, but okay. Great question. I never would have gotten that one. I'm ready. What's your next curveball? I feel I feel so dumb.
Anyway, that was it for McDonald's.
Okay.
Did you see in the news the word of the year?
Was it like Raz or something?
It's Riz,
Riz.
Rizz. And where do you think that derives from? What word?
Uh, I have no idea.
Okay. So they're basically indicating that if they say you're Riz, that means you have a lot of charisma.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it's coming off of charisma and it's basically being shorthanded to Riz,
Got
which
it.
I guess isn't too bad for a new word, but
That's
you
not
know,
bad.
yeah, I can live with that one.
Well, I might be Raz because I'm too old. I have some charisma, but it's old man charisma. So I got Raz, like a Raz, like somebody blowing me the raspberry. They're like, wow,
Yeah.
not even a laugh, not even a smirk. Wow, wow. Well,
Well, we're not in the same room, so it makes it a little bit more difficult.
That's why I tried the sound effect, and that didn't work. Uh, well, I had a question that I actually did look up a couple days ago, because I remember when this came out, and I said, what was the word of the year last year? Like, do you even know?
No, I do not.
This I actually know. Hold on, I gotta find it here. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Goblin mode.
I have no idea where that comes from.
Me neither. I wrote it down because I was like, what the hell is goblin mode? The year before that, it was Vax for
Okay, wait.
vaccination.
You tell me it's gobble mode, but you never bothered to
I
figure out
I
where and
I
what the explanation is?
no, I have no idea. So that's gonna be the fun thing we're gonna have to look up for next week's show.
Okay, next word was
Vax for vaccine.
oh,
That makes total sense. And the year before
that does.
that, there was no year. There was nothing. There was no word the year before that. Uh,
Got it.
Yeah, so I was like goblin mode. So if any of our listeners know what goblin mode is, please email us at we are crotchetyoldmen at gmail.com. We are crotchetyoldmen at gmail.com. You like how I threw that in there, didn't you? Because
Yeah, but you
because
didn't do your prep work properly, but
I did.
hopefully somebody will get back to us.
Right. That's why I left it. I knew I would need to, because I always forget, and I'm speaking to the audience. I'm sorry. I always forget to give out our email address.
Okay.
So that's a little funny. Um, and what else? Oh, now, this is a question. So I just saw this tonight, actually. Um, have you seen this thing about dinks?
No.
Okay. So these are younger millennials and Gen Zs who, once again, I just saw this tonight. That's why it's fresh in my head. That are being taught, like they do, like TikTok videos and things along those lines, where they're bragging about not having kids and not wanting to have kids. So they don't mind getting married, but they don't want to have kids at all, just so they can spend more money and have more free time. Like the one guy is out there is like, yeah, I can go out to eat anytime I want. I can go play 18 holes of golf anytime I want. And I'm like, you're kind of defeating the whole point of like animal existence is to have kids, if that makes sense.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, look at the education system in this country. And, their generations have been brought up far differently than ours. And,
Right.
I mean, I'm surprised some of them don't say I don't want to add to the carbon footprint.
That was another reason, but I mean, but they're so arrogant. Like, oh, look at me. I don't have to go out and spend money on children. Ew, yuck. I mean, I just,
You know, out of all your impersonations,
that was
voices,
bad. That was like my rich,
I don't like that one.
you don't like that one? Okay.
Nope.
Oh, well, yeah. uh, so, yeah, I mean, like, now I think it's maybe because I don't have kids that I'm a little petty and vindictive. Like, you bastards. If I could have gotten married younger and had a kid, it would have been nice. But then again, if I had one when in my 20s, I would have had to pay for college and all that other stuff.
But
But
intentionally doing it is simply selfish.
yeah,
And
selfish
you
reasons. Yeah.
know, it's I shouldn't say selfish, but like I said, intentionally not having children so that you can get better benefits out of life.
That's kind of
I don't
selfish.
know. I mean, it's something that it's a gray area, but like you said, they're bragging about it.
Right. And
And they should be grateful for what they have. And having a child definitely is a hardship, but it
yeah,
also can bring you the best joy of your life.
joy, the rewards, and who's going to be the one pushing me around in the wheelchair when I'm older?
Right. And who's going to pay into Social Security?
Oh, yes. That's even more important. So, anything else going on tonight?
No, I mean, I'm getting psyched. I'm going to have a Christmas party soon, and I'm all set. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Well, I guess we're at the end of our show. So, I there's up here comes Santa Claus again. He's coming slowly, slowly, slowly. So I guess it's time. We are crotchety old man.
And a woman.
We are crotchety old man.
And a woman.
I am crotchety. She is crotchety. We are crotchety old man.
And a woman.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll be back next week.
Good night.